Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Honey Too Sweet, and we're back again with another video. So for today's video, it's gonna be a sleeving photo cards video. Um, I've been putting this off for quite a bit now. My last storing photo cards video was I don't even remember, close to maybe like 3 months ago. And I know there's some people who can make videos like every week or every 2 weeks of them storing photo cards. I just don't purchase that many albums. I mean, I feel like for me, I know how many albums I usually buy, and I feel like I purchase more than most people. But I just, if I would do like weekly storing photo cards, even monthly storing photo card videos, I really wouldn't have much to store. I would just be maybe like 20 to 30 photo cards a month. And so I've been trying to like spread each video far apart as much as I can. So I'm trying to do every 3 to 4 months. I try to do it as soon as I hit 50 photo cards. I think to me that's a good amount to do a video for. So for today's video, I haven't counted fully. I'll count once I sleeve them and everything, so I can get a final count on how many PCs I have right now. But it's for sure more than 50, you know. I have a huge order. I have my Caddy, a huge Mercari US order, and then I have some albums I purchased from Sub-K that are all gonna be coming in probably in the next week or two. And those, you know, after I unbox those albums, I'd have a ton more photo cards. So I also have a Pokemon Market order almost ready to ship out, and so if I would have done it all together, I would have probably ended up with more than 200 photo cards. And I've already stored other videos where I've stored like 150 plus photo cards, and it's just too long. It's just too much for me. It takes too much time. So for today's video, like I said, not too much, but not too little. So as you can see, you know, we have a pretty decent variety, ranging honestly mainly boy groups. I cannot believe that I have become a boy group stan. I am a I do stan girl groups. Never in my life of 4 years as a K-pop stan that I ever imagined I would basically be a boy group stan. But as you can see, I don't think I have a single girl group photo card in here. Let me just do a quick little look. Yeah, I don't think so. So this whole stack is some What's Rise Season's Greetings. We have NCT's Be There For Me, and then I think some of the, and then most of these are like my Mercari Japan order that I did. That's mostly where all these other ones are coming from. And then some of my Soulheat cards are from group orders, and then this one was this P1 album was a freebie from Mandu Deco. So yeah, as you can see, it's a decent amount, you know. So I was like, what better way to end off April, my birthday month? A little quick note: I turned 21 this past month. The 15th of April was my actual birthday. And so I was like, what better way to end off the month? You know, I had an amazing birthday month. No better way than to, you know, sleeve and store some photo cards. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So for supplies, in case you're wondering which sleeves I use and will be using to sleeve my photo cards, I am a Mandu Deco person. I love Mandu Deco. So Mandu Deco has been probably like the brand that I've stuck to the most. Like I have probably most of their products. And so for my K-pop, like stationery stuff is mostly Mandu Deco. So for my inner sleeves, I use their 57 by 88 millimeters sleeves. They're pretty good. Like I said, I've been using them like for almost my entire 4 years as a K-pop stan, so I can vouch for them. On these, for the outer sleeves, I use Card Guard. I use Card Guard sleeves. I feel like not a lot of people use Card Guard, and they're pretty good too. And then for special collections, blue sleeves is for my Asahi treasure collection. Green sleeves is for my 17 Dino collection. And then these red sleeves are for my Rise Sohi collection. And I'm pretty sure these are the only ones that I will be needing. In case I have more other sleeves for other collections, other groups, but I think I'll probably only be needing these anyways. Alright, so most of the Sohi PCs that I'm gonna be sleeving today are POBs. As of right now, like I honestly can't tell you what is what. If you honestly do want to know, you can comment down below, and I can honestly tell you. Just go look at my iPad, and I honestly don't want to be doing that right now. I don't actually stand P1 Harmony. They're pretty cool. They're a pretty cool group. I only have these photo cards because my recent Manju Deco order. Manju Deco, if you spend more than $50, you can choose a freebie, a free album from their inventory. And so, what was I saying? They only had, I think, their Killin' It album, and then I think like Jungkook's album, and so I ended up choosing this album. So that's why I have these photo cards. But yeah, most of these, like I said, Rise Sohi PCs are all POBs from different, stores. And most of these are, I think, from my Mercari Japan order. I know this for sure. This is Inter-Asia card. Just get so much air in these sleeves. Actually, I swear, sometimes like when I sleeve and store my own photo cards, I mess up. I love this one. This one is, I see so many people on TikTok have this as their profile picture. It's a QQ. I don't know what the heck QQ is. I know it's either a store or something. I think it's like a China benefit, I think, or a China store. I'm not sure. But I do know this one is pretty popular. And I haven't fully decided on collecting Sohi's, like, all his POBs and stuff, just because that's a lot of money that I'm going to be spending. And I buy these, like, I don't trade or nothing for them, so it comes straightly out of my pocket. And I'm just like, I don't know, I go really in between, like, I don't know, at the point where I'm now, like, I think it would be nice collecting POBs for, at least for, what is this era even called? Get a Guitar, Talk Sexy, whatever. I was thinking it would be nice, just because, like, they didn't have much. They only had, like, 2 album versions, so collecting POBs honestly isn't that hard. I've collected quite a couple, as you can see. And honestly, I'm honestly enjoying it. Like, he has pretty good cards. But I just don't know if I should fully commit and collect like every single thing that I have like on the template, because that'd be a lot of money. This is his. I'm pretty sure this is his Japan exclusive. So this one won't be getting a red sleeve because this goes in a different area of his binder, because he has his own binder. The red sleeve ones, they're all pobs, just because all the pobs have like almost the exact same backing. At least they're pretty much identical except being different shades of a color, and so like putting them in a red sleeve and in the red binder I feel like would look better. But this one I think will go just single sleeved because it goes in a different part. Okay, I think this is still, yeah, this is still pop. This is his UIQ card. And then this is like my only Sunghan PC that I have. And the current situation with Sunghan it's so complicated, and it's like it's so like stressful, you know, like SM just doesn't like speak up, doesn't say anything. Like I'm not too certain that he's gonna come back, if I'm being honest. Just because I don't know, SM is so messy. Like I just feel like at this point, like they have decided, I feel like maybe to move forward with Rise as 6 instead of 7. And oh yeah, this we also got this Sungchan PC, and I don't know, like I just think, you know, they're gonna make us get used to the fact of Rise being 6, that they're gonna do something else with Sunghan. I feel like they're gonna redebut him as a soloist or completely just drop him from Rise. I don't know, like I still believe that he will come back, you know, but I'm also like, you know, I'm also not accepting the fact that he might not come back, you know. I really do hope he comes back though. And then we have Sungchan's, I think this is one of his album PCs. But yeah, I mean, like he may come back. I mean, I'm pretty sure their actual album, like the physical album, isn't actually getting released until the summer. It got delayed until June, I think. So fingers crossed he comes back. So for these, I have their own little sleeves that I use. Also from Manju Deco. So if you're looking for sleeves for your mini ID inclusions, they got you. Let's put this right here. Alright, so like I said, Asahi goes in these blue sleeves. I'm officially done with Reboot. I can't believe this is actually happening. Like, I'm done with Asahi Reboot for once. It was so hard, honestly, at the very beginning when this album first came out. It was really, really hard. I know Asahi is like one of the top popular members of Treasure, but honestly, it was like a challenge. But like, I really did enjoy the challenge of collecting him. I'm not gonna lie. And then I also bought these. Then we have to start like stacking, right? Some over here for now. I got these because this is like my like bias line. So I collect and mainly buy Sasahi. Jungwon comes next, and then Jungwoo. And so they were pretty cheap on Mercari Japan, so I was like, why not? So I can have like I guess a unit set of my bias line. So that'd be pretty cool. And then this is like, I don't even know what this is. This is like, I got it because I thought it looked cool with the little crown and stuff. Looks pretty cool. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know if you guys like, how do you guys pick like your sleeves, like your colored sleeves? Like, how do you decide what member goes in what color? You know, I just kind of look off like the vibe and like what the idol like radiates. You know, so like with me, like I thought like blue matched perfectly with like Asahi, and like red with Sohee, and green with Dino. You know, because Dino has a lot of photo cards where like he has a lot of like green in the back. So like, how do you? I don't know if you guys are like me and like do it that way, or you guys have like a different way of deciding like what sleeve. So since this is Dino, like I mentioned at the very beginning, Dino goes in a green sleeve. So as of now, 17 just had a comeback. I honestly don't even remember the name. 17 for me at least always has to have a comeback when I'm like not tired of 17, but like I'm like exhausted, you know, like, and so they always have a comeback when I at least want one, you know, when I'm like the most busiest or multiple groups have had comebacks. I'm drained, you know, I'm drained. Like I'm drained for like with money, and I'm drained just like I'm a regular life, you know. So them having this comeback, I will probably be getting it like later on. I don't think I'll be getting it anytime soon, just because I'm not prepared for it. I'm not ready. But from what I've seen on TikTok, it sounds like a pretty good album, so I'll definitely be buying it, just not anytime soon, to be honest. I think we're done with the Sahi, so we can move these over here. Alright, so I think we're like kind of like halfway through. So at this point, I honestly have nothing else to talk about. So I have some questions that I've got from Instagram to do a little like Q&A of like, so I can have something to talk about. I found a little like, what is it called? Well, I found it on Twitter. A person did a huge like post of various different questions for a regular K-pop stan. So I thought like as I sleeve, you know, I could answer a couple questions, so I could keep the conversation going. So let's do. All right. So the first question is, how many people do you collect for at the moment? So as of right now, I collect Sohee, I collect Asahi, Dino, Juhani, I collect OT4 card, and then I think as of now, that's it. So yeah, so Sohee, Asahi, Juhani, Dino, and OT4 card. And you know what's weird about those 5 choices? Not one of them was a girl group. I don't know, like I haven't really been into a girl group recently. I don't know if you guys know the group Pixie, but I'm like sad. I'm honestly sad. I'm like disappointed, that if you guys don't know, Pixie at this point pretty much is disbanded. We're just waiting pretty much for all our entertainment to come out with a shitty post and state the facts, that they're not a group anymore. I honestly thought that was gonna happen just because they just been so inactive. I really thought Villain Era was, or Chosen Karma, whatever. I really honestly thought that was an album that brought in a decent amount of attention. I thought they were gonna get like more exposure from it, and I'm honestly pretty sure that they did. I just think All Art kind of gave up at one point. They just stopped caring, and just I don't know. Like from what I've heard and what I've seen, apparently like the company is like bankrupt. Like they completely ended up moving to another company and just left Pixie like just hanging. All the other, pretty much every single member has, I think, I'm not sure if every single member, but I know a couple members have opened up Instagrams and they're pretty active on there. And so like I said, it pains me, because like Pixie was like the first girl group, aside from Blackpink, and Blackpink has a comeback once every like 10 years. Pixie was the one girl group that was like actually bringing me back into the love of like standing girl groups. And after this, like I'm just like, I don't know, like I've never been so distraught, and like so like sad over a group disbanding, because I thought they had so much potential, but it's whatever, companies, how greedy and selfish they are. Alright, so BI goes in my soloist binder, so he gets just a regular single sleeve and a double sleeve. But next question, who has been the hardest to collect for and the easiest? So for me, the hardest to collect for, who has been the hardest? Like I want to say Sohee, just because his album PCs, out of everyone that I collect, his album, like, well, not album PCs, but his PCs in general, they are mostly pop because he only has 2 actual album PCs. They've been really expensive, so for honestly him, aside from OT4 card, but like if I'm being specific over one collection, like one person, it's for sure Sohee. The easiest has been from my collections. Who's been the easiest? Let me think. Let me look at my shelf real quick. Honestly, Dino. Yeah, I've always said the Dino has been the easiest. He's so cheap, so easily available on Pokemarket, pretty much on any site. He's super cheap. So he's been the easiest, and I have a lot of fun collecting Dino. So yeah, it's probably Sohee is my hardest to collect, and Dino's my easiest. Oh, did I grab a sleeve? No, I didn't, right? Alright, next question. Have you ever been scammed? Thankfully, I have not. I've been close to getting scammed. In the sense where, what was it? It was for a trade. It was a trade between me and another person on Instagram. The person I was trading with, I think they just ended up being really slow. And so I was getting really worried. Both of our trades ended up going through. I was just scared that they had not responded to me at all. Like they were just being super dry, and they weren't like giving me proof of like that they received my trade. And so I was scared, that like I was gonna get scammed, but thankfully I've never really been scammed ever. I say not really, like at all. I've never ever been scammed. I've seen a lot of people talk about their stories getting scammed, and it's crazy how people like just like are so bold with scamming. What the heck is in here? Like they just like they have such. They're so brave. Honestly, they're brave for even attempting to scam people, because that's some evil type of stuff to do. All right. Who was the first person you started collecting for? So the first person, like I said, it says person, so I started thinking like singular person. Um, but if we're talking about like the first thing I started collecting, it was OT4 card. Um, I decided early on that I was really wanted to stand card. That's when I, went into um I went into Mercari and stuff and trying to find card albums that I could buy, not knowing that it was gonna be super super hard, just because like all of their stuff is out of print. So like I said, yeah, technically it'd be card, but if I had to be like technical about like the person, then the first person I started actually collecting was I honestly think it was at the same time I decided to collect Asahi and Dino. I honestly cannot remember from the top of my head who I started like fully collecting first, but I honestly do think it was at the exact same moment where I was like, okay, I'm gonna collect a couple members from a group. I mean, from the groups that I stand, I'm like, who are they gonna be? And that's when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna collect Dino and Asahi. So I guess technically it would be them too. Next question, it says, do you own any signed items? What's your favorite? I only own one thing that's signed, and it's a BI album. And I can show it to you guys right now. Alright, so this is the signed BI album I was talking about. As you can see right here, it is signed by him. I honestly was looking up. I don't even know what the heck I was ended up doing. I don't know what. I know I was on my computer. I was on my laptop, looking up. I think BI albums. I didn't even know he was having he was having this comeback until I looked it up, and I was like, to die for. I was like, what album is that? So then I did a whole Google search, and then I found that Hello 82 had signed albums, and I was like, what? I was like, a signed BI album? I love BI. His album is so good. So I was like, you know what? Let me go for it. And so I ordered off Hello 82. And as of now, this is like my only signed piece of anything. And I cherish it, like I feel like your first thing and anything will always be like something you cherish. So yeah, I like how it comes, like it's like this part, the signed stuff is inside, so I don't have to worry about like sealing it or anything. And yeah. All right, next question, it says, do you ever look at your collection and regret how much you've spent? Thankfully and honestly and truthfully, I can say that I don't. Just because I'm very picky or like precise with what I collect, so I make sure that like what I buy and what I collect is worth it. I don't like making like purchases where I'm like, oh, I don't stand this group, but let me support them, because as much as you want to support a group, at least for me, if I don't truly connect with them or truly stand the group, I end up regretting it. So I do have a couple albums here and there of random groups that I've just bought their albums, and like now I'm struggling to get rid of. So in that sense, like I do regret those purchases, but as like, if I look at my collection and do I regret my collection? I honestly don't. If I had to calculate how much money I've spent, I know for sure, I know 100% that I've spent, a decent amount of money on my collection. But it's something that, like, as a collector, you're gonna spend money on, and then if you're not okay spending money on your collection and you're not happy with how your collection looks or how you feel about your collection, you can always change that. That's something that you can always do. Either, get rid of your collection, sell your collection, or modify it, like choose what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. Oh shoot, I forgot. I'm honestly in between deciding if I'm collecting Sohi and Unsuk of Rise. I just honestly don't know. The plan was to collect both of them. I'm just waiting for the next comeback to see like how many versions of an album they're gonna do and see how hard it'll be to like end up collecting both. But I think as of now, I probably will put him in the red sleeves. All right. Next question. Who do you want to collect but haven't got around to? Who do I want to collect? That's a good question, honestly. There's so many. Like I have like 2 separate binders of like of members of groups that I would like want to collect. So I would love to collect Chaewon from Le Seraphim. Or I also love to collect Chanbin from Stray Kids. Who else? I was starting to like consider collecting Dia and Lola from Pixie. But like I said, Pixie's pretty much gone at this point, unfortunately, so that's not gonna happen anymore. I'm gonna cry. But yeah, I think mainly those 2, Chaewon and Changbin, are like the 2 that I'm like in between. Like I don't know if I should, you know, especially Chaewon. I know Chaewon is very, very expensive to collect. But yeah, it'd be those 2 for sure. Next question says, have you ever done a trade that you knew wasn't fair on the end of the person you were trading with, but did it anyway because you needed that card? So basically, have I ever done like an uneven trade, you know, or an unfair trade? No. I don't trade outside of the same group. You know, I don't do that kind of trading. I know some people do, where they trade, you know, Stray Kids PC for a BTS PC. I know there are a lot of like multi-stands that may do that. I don't. If I trade within the same group and for sure within the same era. So I've never really, I guess, like, that's kind of like the person, like the way they worded it, it makes it seem like you're like stealing from that person basically. So like, no, I've never done like an unfair or uneven trade. Yeah. Like I don't know why. I understand like in a certain situation like why you would, you know, but like most of the time, you know, I'm trading within the same group just for a separate member. So yeah, pretty good trades so far that I've had. Can't complain. Next question. Do you have any sets completed? Like sets, well, like I said, I collect OT4 card. I'm fully complete with OT4 card, so I have all, you know, all their album sets, so if that counts, there you go. But like sets, that's tough because I really only collect, if I collect like a member of a group, I only collect that member, you know, so I don't collect like an OT4, OT6, OT7 set, you know, aside from card. So like I said, if card counts and if it's like group sets, then yeah, it'd be card. All right, let's move on to the next question. Do you remember the first PC you ever pulled? What about the first you bought or traded? I cannot. I honestly cannot. If you can remember the first PC you ever traded, pulled, kudos to you. I wish I would have remembered. I wish I would have done something to keep that feeling and keep that memory, but unfortunately I did not. I do know the first album I ever got in general was a Blackpink album. So if I honestly had to guess, I honestly think the first PC I ever pulled was a Jenny PC. The first PC I ever traded, I think honestly the first PC I ever traded was like a Dahyun Taste of Love PC, and the first PC I ever bought, for sure it has to be like a card PC. I don't know what member, but for sure one of their photo cards. Own any out of print albums or PCs? Can you make out of print PCs? I don't think that's a thing. So I think they just mean out of print albums. Do I own? Yeah, like I said, Card in its entirety. Well, Card from the very first album up to Way with Words is out of print, you know, so if you want to buy those albums, you can only buy them secondhand. Otherwise, who else is hard to collect? Let me look at my collection real quick. I know 17, like when I got into 17, their albums were out of print, you know, so it was harder to collect a lot of their older albums, but now they're back in print, so you can easily find them. So I honestly think it's just Card. Otherwise, if there's other ones, I honestly cannot remember. Is there any groups you didn't pick just one or two members in, so you collect the entire group? No. Well, not exactly. Not from the way that they're worded, no. Like, when I first got into Card, I decided to collect mainly JSF and Jiwoo. I was pretty much like, I had decided those two for sure were going to be like the ones I dedicated most of my time collecting, just because if you're a hidden card, you know how hard it is to collect OT4. And so when I first got into them and I first started like buying their albums and collecting them, it was just gonna be those two. So I've never really like had a standard group and decided to collect the entire group. I know a lot of people do that, you know, couldn't be me. That's too much money down the drain. So no, I have not. Do you own any broadcast cards? I don't. I know broadcast cards are very, very expensive, and at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper. You know, it could mean something different to someone else in the same genre, but like if I were to go sell that broadcast PC to a random stranger, they'd be like, what is this random piece of paper, you know? Like, so no, I don't have any broadcast PCs. Is there anyone you want to stop collecting for but you haven't because you already own so much of their collection? Not really. Like, I guess it'd be Pixie, you know, just because they aren't a group anymore, basically. And I don't know, like having like albums of groups that have like disbanded, I don't know, like it doesn't sit right with me as a collector, just me, like in my opinion. So I guess it'd be you know, their PCs, you know. I don't know if I would have ever, you know, sell those albums. I don't even know. I have to very heavily think on that, you know, because that's a very tough decision to make. But yeah, if I would have to stop collecting anybody, it'd be Pixie. Next, opinions on members being priced differently is horrible. I hate people who do that. Like, and it's crazy. It's really, really crazy to me how drastically you can price a member just because it's a whole different person. You know, like as a person who collects Dino and a person who my main bias is Wanu from 17, it's crazy how Wanu is like super, super, super overpriced and Dino is like $1. It's crazy to me. So yeah, I understand the appeal of member pricing, because I know that like popular members and popular groups sell fast and sell for a lot. So I understand the concept of it. Do I like it? No. And I feel so sorry for the people that collect like mainly popular idols, because that must be a pain in the ass. Okay, it says, okay, be honest, ugliest photo card / album you own. Damn. Ugliest album. That's a good one. Ugliest album in my collection. I'm honestly not gonna go get them. If you want to see what they look like, you can honestly Google it, or I'll put up a picture up in here. For sure, it's either Chungha's Play / Stay Tonight, because that album is horrendous. I'm sorry, you know, like it has no spine. It just looks like a slab of paper of neon yellow greenish paper, and it's like the photo book, and it's really pretty ugly in my opinion. Otherwise, the ugliest album would, if not that, the ugliest album would be honestly, that takes a bad, to be honest. Like, I really can't think of an uglier album than that from the top of my head. What's the most you spent on I'm gonna regret this when you get here binge? The most I've spent, you see this one's hollow. There's those greetings. The most I've spent on like a purchase, but like I've never, like I said, I don't regret my purchases. You know, if you regret your purchases, it's either because you're an irresponsible spender, you know. But I budget, you know, so like I'm not like drastically spending so much money on stuff. But like the most I've spent on like a K-pop related purchase is, I think for my treasure, because I ordered directly from K-Town for you, and so I think for everything that I ordered for the comeback, I spent around close to maybe $300. But it was worth it. Like I said, I make sure that my purchases mean something to me and are worth it, you know. So like at the end of the day, if I receive my product and receive what I bought, I don't regret it, you know, because the worst thing is regretting what you buy. So yeah. Who is the smallest group you collect for? Smallest. Who's the smallest group you collect for? What does that mean? I guess probably card. If like Nugu, we're talking about Nugu, it would definitely be card. Oh, I forgot to double sleeve this one. And I think we'll end it off with one more question. Let's make it a good one. Let's see. What does your family think about you collecting? They don't care. They don't mind. I'm lucky enough to have a family where we keep to ourselves. The only thing that they said about my collecting, which it wasn't even about my collecting, it was about me going to a K-pop concert. They were just like, you know, they gave that judgmental look, or they were kind of judgmental, you know, because they were Korean / they were Asian, you know, so they were like, oh, how can you understand them, you know. But like I explained to my parents, you know, like music is universal, you know. I like my own stepdad, he doesn't even speak English, you know, fluently. When he goes to the gym, when he works out, he plays pop, you know, English pop, you know. Does he understand the words? No, you know, but it's music, you know. So at the end of the day, it's just music. So it's like pretty easy to explain to your parents, you know. So my parents don't think nothing of it. They come into my room and they, you know, see my albums, you know, they see what I have, you know. And at the end of the day, it's just physical representation of music, you know. It's just albums, you know, nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so yeah, this is my entirety. I'll probably do a rain check. I'll do a number count and see how many photo cards I have after I take my thumbnail. But yeah, I'm so excited to store these. For sure. I guarantee you, I promise you, I will film this same week. So these videos, me storing these photo cards videos, let me rephrase. Me storing these photo cards away will probably be within the same week, or at least a week in difference, you know. So depending when you're watching this, my storing photo card video should either be up or will be going up soon. And yeah, I'm so excited to unbox my other albums. Like I mentioned, I have a huge order coming in from so many different stores, and I'm so excited, you know. So yeah, these have been my PCs, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you sleeved your collection with me. But yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.